Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Plague Inc. Evolved with me, Lathrix. And for once, welcome back to a non-custom scenario. Indeed, welcome to the speedrun. Now, I haven't played a speedrun since it was actually released. I think for like the first week I played it a little bit, and then never again. And well, some of the things have kind of gone funny since my record is apparently 0 days, although there I am on my friends list at 320. So we're going to be playing Bacteria today just to see how fast we can actually get and to get our score back on the actual board. Again, this is just because I've not played in such a long time on the speedrun and there's been so many updates, it's kind of screwed up the leaderboard. So I want to get a record. So, let's go. I might be doing some of the other plagues in the future on speedruns if you find it interesting. I just really want to do this today, so I thought, why not record it? So, we're going to go with Symptostatis because we're going to go heavily into symptoms and really push just how aggressive we can be. Everything else, I think I will probably, do I want to risk it? Because it's purely how fast you do it, not the overall score, so even if you only get 1 star. So we could risk it and make it so we can mutate transmissions. The problem is we're not going to go into many transmissions which actually have the mutagenic properties. So I think just now, I think Darwinist probably for the increased mutation chance instead of the harder to cure element, and then leaving everything else as it is. I think that would probably be the best idea. However, no, I think it would still be better with a metabolic jump because it's good overall. So let's call it Speedy. Yay, Speedy! Welcome to Plague Inc. I will start in Saudi Arabia this time. We'll see how we do. I'll play it a couple of times, probably 2 or 3, and I'll kind of compare how each one went. Okay, I'm going to go coughing, sneezing, nausea, vomiting. Because coughing increases your transmission by a fair bit and a little bit of severity. We definitely want the severity to increase how much DNA we get per spread, which of course is a big thing, particularly when you're trying to spread as fast as possible. And Symptostatis means every time we buy a symptom, it doesn't increase the cost of the other symptoms, and normally every time you buy a evolution from one of these tabs, everything else in that tab becomes a little bit more expensive each time. The Symptostatis simply removes that element. Okay, vomiting and then diarrhea. Now, we're not going to go to diarrhea, we're going to go rash, sweating, and then I'll consider skin lesions. Now, skin lesions is a weird one. Although it's fantastic, I mean, look at that, it is quite severe. Although it's not as severe as it used to be, it actually got nerfed slightly in both of the stats for balance reasons, so I actually will do that. So we are now extremely infectious and extremely severe, and we're right next to one of our win conditions already, meaning that we really don't need to do all that much to win once we've fully infected the world. The big thing we don't want to do is to start killing people, as that's a big indication for you to get found. Severity does increase your chance of getting found, but deaths basically means you'll be found in seconds. Now after this I'll go into air level 1, and that'll be probably the only transmission I buy, depending on how it goes. Purely because we are in Saudi Arabia, which has the best planes in the game. Well, one of the best locations for planes in the game. Oh, we've got some lethality, so we'll devolve that, which is okay, because it means we've got some free DNA. And this increases the chance of going on planes, particularly before you're fully infected the country, because once you've fully infected the country, you tend to get on all the planes that actually leave the country anyway. So it's just a few early planes here before we get found, so we might not have got to all these places. Okay, we need drug level 1, we need cold level 2 because we're in normal, and we started in Saudi Arabia, giving us some heat resistance. We don't need drug level 2 because we're not in hard difficulty, although it does still speed it up getting it, it's not that needed. Okay, so we've been found, and I'm thinking I might take a bit of a different path and go with water and bird level 1. Water increases the chance on going boats, similar to air, and the bird increases land transmission, so we're going for complete spread as fast as possible, although that has slowed us down a little bit in some regards. Do I want to go bacterial resilience? That will speed us up even further in cold climates. And hot climates that matter as well. And do I want drug level 2? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. So we're going to go down Hemophilia. Now, there's a chance that plus that will cause a reaction of profuse bleeding, I believe it's called, which will increase lethality, but will increase, there it is, but will also increase severity and transmission quite heavily. Okay, did we get to Russia yet? We only just did, so I am actually going to get Bacterial Resilience 1 and 2. That makes us better in all climates, so the cold is completely unaffecting us, and it also increases our speed in hot countries, which is the main effect it will do. I don't think I'm going to win. I don't think I'm going to win out old, honestly. We're already killing people, so I'll keep fever. That'll help us out later on. Now we just need to get to Iceland and Greenland. If we can do that, we'll be fine. Okay, got to Greenland. I can't believe I'm not in Iceland. Normally I'm in Iceland by now. Oh dear. We may lose... Oh, there we go. Because of Iceland. That never happens. Okay, now we're in every country, I believe. Yep, now we get... Oh, well, we just evolved necrosis. I didn't even notice, but I was going to get that anyway now. It's fine. Good diarrhea, dysentery, and then we go into systematic infection, paralysis to speed things up for me, and coma. Okay, so that will slow down cure rate, and the dysentery and necrosis will heavily speed up our spread, because necrosis allows the dead to still be infectious, which is fantastic. And quite a big deal, honestly. Okay, now we just need to keep spreading, because we're already killing people fast enough, so extreme bioaerosol, we go into the urban environments, there we go. Symptoms, do we want to kill people faster? Not really right now. Insanity, though, is good. Slows down cure and also has some nice combos with some of the other things we've already got. If it decides to pop up, it doesn't always pop up. Okay, just wait for Iceland to be definitely going to be fully infected, which it will. Okay, and hemorrhagic shock, total organ failure, just go for everything lethal at this stage. And let's just see how well that... There you go, almost every single symptom. Fantastic. Yay for symptostatis. And continue to pop the blue bubbles, which of course slows down the cure. So how did we do? So the one to beat is 320. 377, that was not good. Okay, well, first I'm doing this in a while. Hey, at least now we've actually got our thing back. Okay, then let's try again. This time, let's go transmission heavy. Still with Darwinist. Yeah, let's go transmission heavy and try and spread a bit faster this time and see how that does. Speedy 2. And I'm going to start in Saudi Arabia. I could start in India. That would allow me to get water early on. And no, let's go with Saudi Arabia, get air level 1 first, and then we'll try and get some severity as we go. We could go mutation heavy, but that's better with the virus than the bacterium. How much will air cost? Air will cost 9, okay. 7, 8. One more doing 8, there we go. Air level 1, fantastic. That's a big boost because it's better in arid environments, which Saudi Arabia is. So it gets an extra bonus which isn't being shown, at least for that area. Now, do I want to get air level 2 and then some of the symptoms? I think I will. Okay, let's get air level 2. Then we're going to get rash, sweating, skin lesions, then we'll go back into transmissions, and we'll see how that does instead. There we are, a bit more infectivity, and there we go, skin lesions is 10. A bit more expensive than it usually is, sadly, because of course we don't have symptostatis this time. At least it'll give us an easy access to necrosis later on. Nausea got mutated by itself, I will keep that, and there we go, we have skin lesions, which will be contributing a massive amount of the DNA we're currently getting. So since we have air level 2, we already got on planes. That's how fast that was. So we're also going to get water 1, water 2, and then we're going to start getting some cold resistance, because that's one of the biggest things we need to actually get. Oh, straight to Iceland as well, fantastic. That was a very good spread before getting found. Cold level 2, so it should be fine in Russia already. Then we'll save it for drug level 1, then we'll go from there. Fantastic. There we go. So we're now resistant to the drugs. So we'll at water level 2. What I'd like next then is extreme bioaerosol, which increases plane and water and boat transmission even more, and of course the natural transmission further. There we go. Oof, mass infection, mass infection. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Still not in Greenland though. As soon as we get to Greenland, we'll go for necrosis. So I may just wait. Let's go with bird level 1 to get the rest of the land countries. And what I was meant to say then is landlocked countries. There we go, already in Greenland, so let's go with necrosis. Let's check the islands. Only Morocco's left, and that'll be got by itself. Okay, and then we're going to go down to dysentery as well. And then with transmissions, let's go with rodent 1, rodent 2, and insect. That means we're good in urban environments and also in poor environments. Oh, sorry, hot environments. It's the blood, which is better in poor. Okay, we'll grab that as well, since we're still waiting for a good section of Africa. I feel a bit faster this time, but I'm not sure just yet. I definitely got drug resist, didn't I? I think I might need drug level 2 to speed us up a little bit, and I think I will. There we go. Yeah, that's massively sped us up, and we just got the big bonus DNA from a percentage infected. Do I want to kill people faster? Yes, okay. Since we're so transmissive already. We've actually, it looks like we're not adding any more infectivity, but we are. If it goes off this, it still adds. It's just you've gone to a level which is not expected by the game. Okay, immune suppression increases mutation chance, causes damage, and all sorts of nasty things. Yep, thanks to necrosis, the deaths are lethal. There we are. Sorry, are also infectious. Total organ failure, and that'll be that. We can get coma next. Oh, and we also got hemorrhagic shock by a mutation, I believe. So how was that? Looking at the date, it still wasn't as good as that earlier attempt, but I guess that was the best earlier attempt I had, and that was a while back when I actually played the vanilla game a lot more. But still, it's nice being back on the leaderboard. Goodbye, humans. Slower! Wow, did not expect that. Okay, well, I'm going to have a quick think about how to make it faster, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, and we're back. And looking back on some of my old stuff, one thing I did notice is that the use of native biome. Now, native biome is one of the genes you can add, and it increases the speed in your starting country, meaning that the very start of the game will be faster. Now, I'm going with Symptostatis again, and this time starting in India, which of course has a much larger population than Saudi Arabia, basically meaning you get a faster kind of start. But I do find the plane and the boats from India are definitely not quite as good as Saudi Arabia, but still pretty darn good. So we'll see if that helps as well. So going for a dual thing, a bigger starting population to infect and a bonus to the starting infection. Now we're going to be more aggressive this time. We're going to go straight into skin lesions, then into either air or water. Oh, sorry about that, Soren's Vest. I was having a coughing fit. Most likely the audio was just clipped out. I do apologise. Anyway, apparently I'm getting ill by my own disease, which is funny because I just evolved infection. Sorry, coughing. Wow, words are hard. Okay, already done that, that's fantastic. Water level 2, let's see how far we can go. Also better in humid environments, with India being a humid environment, that's pretty darn good. Okay, so let's go with drug resist first this time, because we've got some more drug related, well, sorry, more wealthy countries, more drug related countries, not quite what I was after there. Okay, remove fever for a bit of DNA, and get cold level 1. I don't think I should have done that. Getting cold level 1 there is actually slow. Nope, no, I've just got to England, so it's not so bad. Sorry, I've just got to the UK, so it's not actually as bad. But yeah, I didn't have any reason to get cold resist just yet. It's kind of a preemptive thing, which is okay, unless you're trying to speedrun, which of course we are. Okay, birds level 1 as well, so we can go to other land places. You can see the land spread is insane. We're not quite severe enough yet, but I'm thinking about doing necrosis and just going mega aggression. But that could cause our loss, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, of course, we are now killing people, meaning places will be shutting down their borders pretty darn quick. However, necrosis is one of the fastest ways to actually increase your spread. So, I'm also going to go with rodent to increase urban infection. Birds level 2. No, extreme bioaerosol. Let's see if we can get from country to country a little bit faster. I think I might have missed a bubble there. It won't matter too much, but still. Okay, let's go for extreme zoonosis this time as well, as that basically increases everything. It's quite a good one actually, particularly with cross-country infections. Need to get to Greenland though before places start shutting down their, well, before Russia shuts down its border really. I was watching that port. Look at, no, it might, no, it's too late. We was too aggressive. Places shut down their border too fast. It's the end. So let's try that again, but not quite as aggressive. Okay, so we've just started. I'll just skip the very start, and we instantly got the projectile vomiting combo, which has increased our severity and our infectivity by quite a bit. This time, I'm sticking with the symptoms a little bit more. So we're getting all the really basic symptoms sorted out, then we'll go into transmission and see how that does instead. Now, when we were found we were found as worrying, which is quite a big deal, as it means that I'm already starting off on quite a negative in the world's eyes, so shutting down of ports and stuff might happen even faster than last time. There we go. I got cold because I've already moved upwards a little bit, so I want to get into those countries as fast as possible. Don't really want fever just yet, don't want to be lethal, that'll make it even worse for us. Air level 2. Then we'll get water level 2 next. There we go. And we're now in Russia, so the lovely cold resistance can take effect. Russia's quite an important country, as it's the country that sends the boats the most often to Greenland, which of course is like the arch enemy of this game. Could go with paranoia. Okay. Then let's get drug level 2. And back yeah, sure, resilience level 3, so we're completely resistant this time to everything. Let's see how that affects the game. Increasing transmission, we'll go with bird again, and rodent. Okay, everything's going nicely, everything's infected, almost, well, of course, other than Greenland. Which will wait until the very end, of course, to be infected, if it does get infected at all. Yeah, okay, good. We just got to Greenland. So, necrosis, hemorrhagic shock, coma, and total organ failure. Basically, we're going for, we've just infected everywhere, let's kill everyone now. And we just got immune suppression by default. Okay, so let's go with livestock, let's go for extreme zoonosis. The death rate is extremely quick this time, which is good. Make sure it gets good. So everyone's infected, excellent, so let's try and speed up the death rate even further. I guess it would be, yeah, internal hemorrhaging would be the most deathly, then it wouldn't be paralysis, would it? Would it be, I don't know, sure which one is most infectious out of the ones we've got left. Let's go with edemia, and then fibrosis, and then we'll go with oh my lord, we had tumours, I didn't realise. I thought we'd already actually evolved it. Paralysis for free, and let's see how that did. So this time we went with a much heavier into symptom start, and we started off in a more populated area. Profuse bleeding, just that extra little bit of death. And the world is dead. Oh, I should have been speedy 3, shouldn't I? Oh, 325. 325. Okay, so we're back to where we were at least, just 5 days more than our old record. So, wait. This game really is a bit buggy, isn't it? Okay, so let's try one more time and let's see if we can beat that 320 old record. Okay, so here we are again. Hopefully we can beat that 220 record. Let's find out. So once again I'm going to go over all the basics very early on, because, well, they're cheap for their transmission, so it's good to get them early on. Also, of course, they give us enough severity that when we spread, we get enough DNA. Now, one thing I do notice, I keep doing it, is I keep getting cold resistance a little bit too early when I could have been buying something else, and it wouldn't really have hindered us to buy the other thing first, and it in fact has hindered us getting the cold resistance when it isn't actually buffing us. So there we go, we've got all the basic ones. We don't need insomnia and paranoia as it's only severity there. Next we'll get water or air. I'm probably going to go with air as well. The plane seems to be more effective, though I'm not sure about that. I'm going to go with water, purely because it also has the bonus of being in India, so it's also increasing our initial infection rate. Oh, we just got paralysis for free. Now, that would have been bad if I left it, but good since it basically gave us some free DNA. Now, do I get water level 2? I think I do. Nah, we just got to Africa. I think I'll get air. Oh, okay, air level 1, air level 2, fantastic. A new worrying disease is spreading, just like last time, but we are as infectious, if not more infectious than last time. Water level 2 is there, and now we'll get drug resistance as we have ended up in some of the wealthy regions of the world. Several wealthy regions, in fact. So, drug level 1, and then cold level 1, since we are also in a cold area this time, so it's not actually hindering us. Cold level 2, there we go. Okay, good, we just got to Russia, so we're going to go with extreme bioaerosol, so we try to get into the boats to Greenland, and we're also going with the avians, the birds, so we can move from land to land faster as well. Not quite getting enough DNA as I would like, but it's not too bad yet. Also, of course, the fact we're going to the birds means we get more mutations, which right now simply means more DNA back, at least for the time being. Rodent 1, Rodent 2, that'll be better in urban environments because we're not going to buy drug level 2. That's a very good thing indeed. Really hoping to get to Greenland soon, which we pretty much get everywhere else. As soon as we get to Greenland, we'll get necrosis and start the killing again, as that did seem to be a big bonus. So actually hoping we wouldn't... Oh, I just saw a non-infected boat go to Greenland. That's so bad. Because they only go to Greenland every X amount of times, so seeing a non-infected means we're going to have to wait for the next boat to get there. This isn't going to be a good one. No, it's been too long now. We're still waiting for Greenland. No, we have to do that again. Sadly, we just got bad luck there. The uninfected boat went just before the full infection hit, so let's do that again. Okay, so we've just started again. Now, I know that some of you may be wondering, why do I always start off down here when I always say that Russia is so darn important to fully infect? Well, it's simply because I find that in this game, particularly in speedruns, the heat resistance, which you naturally get from being in a hot country, is much better than cold resistance, as you do actually still have to buy some level of cold resistance after you get cold resistance from where you started, so it's a bit costly to start there, otherwise I probably would. Now, the thing is, do I do this and this, or do I go straight into air? I think this time I go straight into air. Actually didn't matter too much, I thought I was less infected than I was. Yeah, I'm thinking next time perhaps going to air or water a little bit earlier might have been a better choice. I'm not sure about that. Okay, anyway, we've just got all the basics like I was meant to, and let's get drug level 1. We'll get cold next, as we are already in a cold country, which of course is the UK. Cold level 1. And cold level 2. There we go, so now the UK is going to be infected nice and quickly, which can send boats to Iceland. Because we didn't infect Iceland straight away, which is a shame. Okay, water level 2, then air level 2. Okay. Oh, already in Greenland. Okay, that was a very fast. Already in Russia. There's a very fast infection of Russia, which is actually really good for us. So there we go. Extreme bioaerosol. Let's improve how many boats and stuff we get on. Well, at least the chance of getting on boats and stuff, I should say. Okay, and what else do we need? Right now, honestly, we're just kind of waiting. So let's get drug level 2 because we're waiting and doing almost nothing, and then we'll get bird level 1 and 2 as well. To do that. Okay, we've got systematic infection, highly lethal, not what we want right now. Wouldn't have minded it in a bit, but not right now. Oh, I just saw an uninfected boat again. Oh, I might be screwed again because of timing. Immune suppression got mutated by itself. Again, not right now. It'll just speed up the shutting down of everywhere, which is not what we want. Again with the... Okay, good. 2 boats at once. Okay, we just got to Greenland, and as such, everybody now dies horribly. And I go mass lethality now. And let's go with tumours, internal hemorrhaging, fever, paralysis. Just make sure we're actually infecting fast enough. No, sadly, no, we haven't beat it though. We have not beat it. It was too long. It took too long. Okay, I'm going to try in Russia. I'm going to try again in Russia and let's see how that does. Now, you could start in Greenland and that'll get away from the problem. The problem is of Greenland is it's a very slow infection rate and boats don't leave there very often. So 3, 4, 5, not quite that bad, but okay, let's experiment with Russia. Okay, so here we are starting in Russia. Let's see how we do. Instantly going into as many symptoms as possible to get an early speed. Now, Russia tends to be quite slow to infect because the idea is the population, although it's a quite large population, certainly, it's also a very, very large landmass, so there is areas which are sparsely populated, which does increase the time it takes to infect from person to person, which of course is a bad thing. Festival of Love in Russia is actually a great start, because that will increase the infectivity a little bit. Okay, skin lesions a go. There we are. So the Festival of Love, what that does, essentially, is it just gives a very slight bonus to infected. Well, it gives a X amount infected based on how long you've been there and the amount of people you have infected already, so that's fantastic to get. We'll get water level 1, so some more of the boats coming out of Russia will be infected, like that one there, which went to the US, excellent. And we'll get water level 2 to further increase that. Wow. Okay, we'll just get everywhere, and yes, we are still called Speedy 2, because that's now our name. Okay, air level 1 as well. So this time we do need heat resist. And we'll just see how well we do in the We'll see how well we do in the cold countries and see how much resistance we actually need. Again, it's been a long time since I've actually played vanilla, so maybe you don't need as much cold resist anymore, which would be a big difference compared to how it used to be. There have been a lot of balancing patches since I've played properly. So, sneezing and go again. And let's go with pneumonia. No, let's not. Let's go for air level 2 instead. Get on them planes. Okay, we've just shut down our port. That's fine because we're already in Greenland. We do still need to get to Iceland. However, that is our new big obstacle. I'm tempted to get necrosis, just because how slow the start was from starting in Russia. Okay, let's get extreme up aerosol. Let's get bird level 1, and let's see how that goes. No new countries. Okay, good. We're in. How many islands are left? Several islands are still not infected. Okay. How are the hot countries doing? Could do with a bit more heat resist. Okay. That should do that. And then let's go with necrosis, because at this point we're already far too slow. No, this didn't work out well. Philippines is infected, and I think the Caribbean will be infected yet before the end, but it's just too slow. This is what I'm talking about. The start is just too slow to justify it. And then we go again full on kill mode, and let's see how it does. But I don't think it'll do too well. Okay, we'll do one more try starting in India, and if we can't beat it, then we'll call it a day. Oh, where's left without fully infected? Well, we might not even win this one because we're killing too fast. Not sure where isn't fully infected. Well, okay, there we go. Never mind, we are going to win. But yeah, that might have been the slowest one yet. Well, not the slowest one yet, but certainly not good since we got the better method. Okay, so one more time in India. Let's see how we do. Okay, we've started off. We've got all our basic symptoms started, and we can now move on from there. So, is there anything I want to do differently this time? Let's think about this. Do I want to go into water or air now, before we're already extremely infected? I think I will, because that will increase the chance of the planes early on, before the full infection, actually carrying our plague. Of course, planes from India, as you see, aren't as common, certainly. Okay, we've got 1, and then let's get water level 1 as well, and then air level 2. Okay, we've just fully infected, but we're also infected other countries. Fantastic. Let's get skin lesions now. Okay, sneezing, and then we'll get some resistances as we need them. Okay, fever got mutated, which means 2-3 DNA for us. And we need drug resistance now. Do we need cold resistance yet? We do because of England. Sorry, because of UK. I keep doing that. And then, it's like I actually had that habit when I first started playing, and I got over it, and now the habit is back. Okay, India's basically fully shut down at this stage. I still don't need cold resistance other than the UK, so I'm not going to get it just yet. I kind of want to get necrosis, but let's get extreme bioaerosol. Okay, now we're in Canada, now we do need the cold resist. 1 and 2, there we go. And we've just got to Russia as well, so that's good timing. And transmissions. Okay, early on birds this time, let's see if that helps out early on, rather than getting them later. Okay, projectile vomiting is fine, that increases the transmission. Rodents as well, let's do that. Let's go for a bit more mutation as well. Okay, systematic infection we don't want now. Go away. Could go with diarrhea. It's slightly lethal, but it's also a lot of transmission for very low cost. So I think I will. Insomnia got mutated, that's fine. Oh, nope, sadly didn't go to where I wanted it. Come on, send a boat now. Send a boat now, because now you're reaching full infectivity. That's when your stuff starts to shut down. Sweden, is it Sweden? No, sorry, it's Norway that sends it, yeah. I keep thinking Sweden does it, but no, it's Norway or Russia that sends it. The boat to Greenland. There we go. Hit Greenland. We already hit Iceland. Yep, is everyone infected? Yes, okay then. We go into complete lethality. Again, a little bit slow on getting there, which is the big... See, that's the big hindrance. Just that one boat is what we're waiting for every single match. And yeah, looking at the time, we didn't beat it. So we did get to 325 today. And I think that may be what we're going to stick with, sadly. Dysentery. Okay, there we are. Just waiting for Iceland. Oh, yep, we're definitely infected faster than we killed. But sadly, yeah, it's now the 6th month. The end. 332. It's just the look of the boat, really, is really that at this stage. That's all we're waiting for, is the timing on the infection of Russia, which we can't really control, even with what we're doing. So I think I'll be sticking with the 320, even if we are clearly bugged out at the moment, since we did beat this. But, okay, so for the record, we got 325. But our old record is 320. I mean, look, we have the old records there, and then it says nothing there. So, yeah, ooh. I need to beat someone, apparently. But yeah, if you want me to play any of these and see how fast I can do them, and of course, comment below. These are all the vanilla, aka the custom scenario or modded game. These are what you can play as in the regular game, which you need to beat and continue. Bacteria, virus, fungus, neurax worm, parasite, prion, necrovirus, nanovirus, bioweapon, and simian flu. The only one I don't think I will do is the necrovirus, purely because I need to learn how to play that again before I do a speedrun, so the next one won't be that. So, thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed today's episode, and of course, likes, favourite, shares, comments, all that good stuff, helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Plague Inc. and perhaps a little mini speedrunning series is a thing you are interested in seeing in the future. Although it won't really be a series, it'll just be when I fancy playing it, I will record it. So thank you, and goodbye.